Hi everyone, Deb here from Dahlia Designs, Jewelry and More. I have been playing with the Bargain Bead Box for February, and I do have some other pieces I'll share with you in a separate video along with this, these two, and actually I have, anyway. This is pretty much what I have left, other than I do still have these chandelier or drops, I guess they're called. And I have some toggle clasps, but we're going to use one of them for this necklace we're designing. And I do have some more of these little round silver metal beads, which I still have in the bag. And I have this pendant, which I actually do like. I just haven't used it yet. So I'm going to set these plastic bags aside because they're glary, and I'm going to, I haven't decided exactly if this is how it's going to end up, but I had 3 of these links left, and I had 9 of the agates left out of, I think, 12. I just used 3 on a bracelet, and those were the first 3 I used, and I'll show you that too now. This is it. I actually have put a dab of GS Hypo Cement in the in here where the knot is. And this cording is kind of thin, so I doubled it. I got it from jewelrymaker.com years ago, and it was a pack of all different color, but I don't know if you can see, it's a very thin, and these beads are too heavy for that, so I doubled it. And I was going to try and pull a knot through one of these sparkly crystals, but I had a bead cap spaced right at the end of either of the, amethyst beads on either side, so I thought, why don't I just hide it in that, because it's kind of a cupped bead cap. So I was just letting that dry, but I think it's dry now, so let me get some scissors, and we're going to go ahead and cut it. I did 3 surgeon's knots, and if you don't know what that is, you can look it up online. It's basically a little more secure than a, oh, it doesn't want to cut there, than a regular overhand knot. But I'm not going to show you that today. And there is a stretch bracelet I did, and let me see if I can, and how I sized that is I laid the beads out in this bracelet board, also from jewelrymaker.com, but you can get them anywhere, this 7-inch one, and it fits me just right now. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, so the knot is either here or here, I forget. See, I already forget. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that one right there. So isn't that pretty? Sparkly on the back. You got your agate, your matte amethyst, just 4 bead caps because I wanted to reserve some of these. I'm not using them on this necklace, so I don't know. I may need them for earrings. So that's one piece, and I'll share the rest in a separate video. Okay, now when you use glue, you don't have to use glue, but I prefer it right on the knot. Make sure you use one that says that it dries flexible. This says dries clear and stays clear, but GS Hypo Cement is known to be used for jewelry stuff when it has to stay flexible. Okay, so back to this. Let me get these out of the way. What I thought is I'd make a simple, probably 18-inch necklace, just with this in the center and chain up the side to bring it to 18-inch. But what I don't know is what I'm going to put here and here, because these are my last 3 links. I could use part of the toggle clasps that are left, because I'm only going to need 1 for the back, right? They're really kind of small toggles. So I could actually put this like this, and I think I might do that actually. Kind of goes with the theme, and then I'll still have 2 bars left. I do that once in a while. And the chain we can hook onto here with an oval jump ring. I hope I brought some of those over. I'm not sure that I did actually. So I did bring some wire, some eye pins and head pins. And yes, I brought over oval jump rings. I'm not at my jewelry making desk. My cat is on that chair right now, plus I record on my other desk. So this is the thought process. And then the next thing is, am I going to do wire wrapped links with this? I think I am, which is probably going to extend this a little longer and make the chain be a little less. I also put together 2 earrings. Now, why did I do that? Because I pick out the beads I wanted to use for earrings, which are more consistent in color and shape than some of the other amethysts, before I did this bracelet, because this finished all the rest of my matte 8mm round amethyst beads. So that's what I did there. And also I only had I picked out a couple of these. I only have 1 more of those left, but its coloring is different. It has more blue in it than purple, so I used the more purple. And then I brought in 2 of the little actually I lie, I have 2 of those, because here's another one. See, and those are lighter, so maybe I can use those for more earrings or something. I don't know. Anyway, and then 2 more of the matte amethyst, and that's just going to be a simple little pair of earrings. I'll sit them up at the top up here out of the way, and also the toggle clasp I'll put up at the top out of the way. So let's figure out, I think what I'm going to do is just hook these together with oval jump rings too. Now these are 18 gauge 8x6mm silver plated brass, I believe. And the first thing I have to do is get pliers here and see. I have a flat nose and I have a bent nose, and then I do have my cutters and crimping pliers. I thought maybe I'd just string these. I don't know yet. I might string them and then put chain up the side. I don't know. This seems to be a theme with what I've done this time, and you'll see that when I show you the other pieces. So these, you know, they're different because the links go opposite directions. So let's see how that's going to work out. And these, you just open them, the oval jump rings open on the side, but I feel like they're more secure. They won't pull apart. We could also put, no, it's going to be hard to get a hold of. I didn't get that good because the circles are in the way. There we go. I probably have too many pieces here for the camera to focus. Okay, that's that. So let's see how that'll lay. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. It might be all right once it's on. I think we're going to need a combination of them. So let's do that and try it. Because it's one is going to hang the opposite direction because of the way the loops are on these. So what I'm going to do is bring in another jump ring, hook it in here, maybe, close this one. All right, and now we'll open this one and put the other ring on. Now let's see, this way, and we'll see if that hangs right now. Oops. Yeah, see, oops. But do you see what I did? I put one on backwards. So what not to do. Make sure you have things going in the right direction. You could do that. It would be a design element. If I did that on the other side too, we'd have the smooth side on one. So I'm just going to take this and maybe and flip it over. Now, where did that ring go? I'll be right, oh, it's on there, sorry. Okay. So we want to hold them both in the same direction. Okay. That should be right now. So I have not done too many tutorials because I don't feel like my camera is the best. Let me know what you think. So that's what we'll do. We'll put 2 jump rings on each, between each ring, and that will make it lay properly. And so we're making basically our own chain. Let me just put this one on while that's there. But I haven't decided how I'm going to do those beads in the middle. I think I'm going to wire wrap them on. But first, let's get this done. This is just opening jump rings, guys. Nothing hard so far, right? Yeah. Let's see. I have them holding them upside down. I think this will be right. We'll find out. So that's what we have so far, right? All right. So now I want to do these, because if I wait and do them after I get the rest either strung or wired, that's going to be a problem. So I brought some wire over, I thought. Yes. This is 26 gauge. Yeah, I might, well, we'll try it. It might be what I need to use for wire wrapping. You could use half round wire too, which actually might be better. I'm going to take about 1 foot because I'm going to need to, you know, wrap around several times, like about 4 or 5 times. I just dropped it on each side. Of a ring. And probably I should have done this before. So what I'm going to do is get this started, and I'm going to go this way, not the same way as the loops. So I left a little bit of a tail. I'm going to hold on to the long part, and I'm going to wrap that tail around tightly about, well, as many times, probably about 5 times. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and shove it down to the middle. This is just basic wire wrapping, and I've done this a couple times with this kit, which you'll see later. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that end is towards the outside, and I don't like it there. So I'm actually going to cut that shorter and do another wrap or 2 with the long end here, and then I'm going to cut that off so that it's on the inside. That way any scratchiness that pops out, and actually I found what I did on another necklace is if I can cut it so that it's towards the front, actually there's a little groove in these, and I can push that right down into that groove and get it out of the way. So how many wraps is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more. And I want to pull that tight and push them together as good as I can. And actually it's going to need 1 more, I think, because I'm going to cut this. I'll show you what I mean here. I am going to cut that. Where's my other cutters? These cutters have a small point, and I'm going to cut it right about here. And I'm going to take my chain nose pliers. I'm having trouble seeing it because of the glare. And I didn't cut it short enough. Alright. And we're going to cut that a little bit shorter. Always cover whatever you're cutting so you don't end up with it in your eyeballs or your cat's eyeballs or cat's paws or whatever, or your dog or your children. Okay, pull that tight and push this down and then push it into that groove. I might have cut it too short now. There we go. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually in that groove, and that way it won't cut anybody. Now that left me, I need one more wrap around, and then I'm going to push all of them tight because I want it to stay where it is. I will be right back though. I want to get a different pair of chain nose that has a different tip. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got these chain nose. Actually, these might be the round nose, but anyway, it's okay. I just need something to squish these down into that groove, and then this one is coming around. Okay, now let's get our bead. If I can find the hole. Usually where I can't see it. There it is. And we're going to bring that. It's still sliding. It'll stay in place once I get the other side wrapped. Bring that into the middle. Now that was coming, let's see, up from the bottom. I'm going to go over the top. And that'll help. I didn't do that on the other one, but I think that will help hold it in place better. And pull that nice and tight. But hold on to the bead because you want it kind of centered, right? You don't want it to pull over so that it's so close to the other side. And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to wrap about 5 times, maybe. If I can get that through there. I'm going to cross the wires there. We don't want that to happen. And I totally ruined my nails doing this. I ruined my nails doing pretty much everything, so my apologies. You can see I broke this one just this morning doing this. And I'm going to go 5 times again. And this will spin, but it's okay. Oops. Get in there. There we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. All right. So we have our Saturn beads in here with our agate, and they kind of look cool because they're striped beads, right? So, alrighty, now we're going to cut that off. I'm not happy that that's moving, but it's all right. I'm going to cut that off so that that end should fit in that groove. I have a lot of extra wire, but I'll use that on the next one. Or I can use it to make ear wires or something. Oops, I pushed it the wrong direction. Come on, back up here. There we go. I'm just trying to push that into that channel. There we go. And now I'm pushing down all the other wires as well. And let's go back and do that one more time on the other side. I'm going to push that into the channel better and push them in with the tip of that plier. And that is holding it in place now really well. So I'm going to do the same thing for these other 2, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all 3 of those wire wrapped. Now I'm bringing in Soft Flex Purple Amethyst beading wire. Decided I'm just going to string these. So I need a crimp tube, and I'm using my last crimp tube out of the Great Bead Extravaganza kit by Soft Flex. It's a sterling silver crimp, but I have another kit here from last year called Purple Petals that has the same crimp tubes in, so we'll be okay. And I probably only need about 6 inches roughly. I like to leave a little extra so I can get a hold of it. So let me just cut that off. Normally I wouldn't cut it ahead of time. I just string right on there, but since I have the design all the way laid out, oops, let's put our crimp tube on first. We'll give it a try here this way. Now we're going to go down through that link hole. Now if you want to, you can put a wire guardian on there. That would be fine. Sometimes I do, but this beading wire is really quite sturdy, being 49 strand, 0.019, and I think it'll be all right. Now if you had like sharp edges inside that loop, I would definitely put a wire guardian on or something, but I don't think there is. You know, some of, if even the top quality ones, you get little burrs and stuff sometimes. I was trying to make that tail, there we go, a little bit longer so I could get a hold of it. You want to make sure it's not crossed. And then I have the magic crimping pliers here from, I bought them from Softflex. They are by I'm not sure. I'm not sure who manufactured them, but there's a patent number on there. I thought it was Beadsmith maybe, but it doesn't say it on there. And you want a little pillow, as Sarah and Kristen of Softflex show you, and I always test it to see if it moves up and down the wire, and if it doesn't, I feel like I'm good. And then we go back in and get it in that groove again, and then just kind of circle around a few times. I can feel it in there. This is the part I have trouble with sometimes. Yeah, I didn't really get it into a nice bead shape like I want. I think I might have got it this time, maybe. Well, anyway, I'm not going to spend any more time with that. I'll touch it up later. Now, I'm going to leave that little tail on there because I think it'll fit. Now, sometimes if your bead won't handle 2 times of the wire going in, cut it off. It doesn't really add any more support. I actually am going to cut that a little shorter so that it ends up inside that flat bead. Oops, and I did what I shouldn't do, and that is let it fly, but it went back to the back of my table, which is okay. All right, and now let's just string these on and see how it looks. You can always change it, and that's the other reason for having a little, in fact, you could even use a little more wire in case you decide to change the design and add more beads in, but I'm just using the end of these agates. That nail is really bothering me. And then we're gonna let me find another crimp tube here. All right, this is from the Purple Petals kit from last year. Oh no, this isn't the right one because this has dark beads. I brought over the wrong one. Well, you know what? I have some little crimp beads here from that Pop of Colors when I did the greens for my jewelry making fun collab. These are actually beads, but I may need to use my other crimping pliers with them instead of these, because these are meant to work with tubes only. So let me go get those and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm putting on the end of the clasp here. And I do have my crimp bead on there. And again, I'm going to go through one bead. That's all. You don't have to do that at all. I think I'm going to go through one bead. Maybe. There we go. And the hole in the agate is big enough that it would fit. Okay, so this has to be pulled down. There we go. If you can't pull that, use your pliers. And I want to make sure this has some movement. Push that down a little closer to there. And now I have my regular crimping pliers, so you can use either one with any of them. Alright, and I'm going to crimp that down, check it, and then I will also go around with that one in the front part of the crimp pliers, the front groove, where the second one pushed it into like a U. And now we just have a little bead. And now I'll go in here and cut the wire as close as I can to the bead without cutting. These are not the best cutters for this. Without cutting the other wire. These are my Zorons. Love them. Don't know what I would have done without them. And tuck that into there. So there's the first side. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. Oops, flip it over. On the other side. And then we'll come back and do the chain part. Okay, I left enough on there that okay. So let me do that and I'll be right back, and then we'll do the chain. Alright, so that's all done. Now the last thing is to decide on, I think I got this twisted actually, is to decide on the length of chain that we want. And I think I want this to be an 18-inch necklace. So we're going to have jump ring, jump ring. We're going to hook it onto the chain, and then we'll go up to about the 9 to make it 18-inch, plus the clasp will make it just a tad longer than that, so it'll be like 18.5-inch. So let's put the jump ring on the chain first. Figure out the length of this side, and I'm just going to use one. Sometimes I double and triple the chain for support, and I actually want to see how that's going to work with the jump ring. I hope I like it, because I don't have a plan B. Which is sometimes why I don't do tutorials, which I mentioned to someone the other day, is because I tend to design on the fly. And what I mean by that is, first of all, the first piece or two, I just lay all the beads out from the kit, and whatever starts talking to me the most is what I do first. But also sometimes mid-design I change it, because it either isn't working for me, or I don't like the way it looks, you know, something. Don't like the color combination I used, or whatever. Don't like the agate with the amethyst, or whatever the case may be. Alright, so now we're going to make it go up to 9, and then we're going to have a jump ring. So this chain you don't have to cut, but I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it right here. And then I'm going to count the number of links, so we'll get the exact same links on the other side. I don't know which one I cut. There it is. Pull it apart. Okay, I need my pliers. I can see where the cut is. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put that on the clasp, part of the clasp. And I guess there's probably a direction for which side of the clasp you're supposed to have on which side. I don't know. It's an easy enough thing to change it if you don't like if you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I tend to like I probably do it backwards. I tend to like the main part of the clasp on the right, which is where this will be when I put this around my neck, right? I always, on these boards, this is how I design also. I use a board instead of just a mat. And all my little bits of wire and stuff go in here. So this is going to go on the other side. Now I am actually going to count these chain lengths, right? I'm going to turn this around also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 links. So that is what we're going to do on the other side as well. And so let me get the piece of chain here. I did use some of this already. This is all I have left of the chain. And I'm going to get a head pin out and just hold the chain still a little bit so I can, an eye pin would probably be better, but anyway. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So my thumb is on the one I want to cut. The rule is count twice, cut once, but I didn't follow that rule this time. I hope I got that right. I think it looks about right with the jump ring, everything, it'll be fine. All right, and now if you don't have to count, you can just lay the chain next to each other, cut both of them first. That's always a good idea, and then put them on, but yeah, that's probably the best way. But and sometimes I do that. Sometimes I hold the chain up, put them both on a head pin, and just cut them even. But this time I thought I would do this, and I need one more jump ring, and they are from, where did I put them? Here they are. They're from Fire Mountain. They have different numbers for different size packs, but this pack was a pack of 100, and then I since bought more. But when you buy packs of 500, they give you 5 100-piece bags basically, but it's a different number than the one pack of 500. So these are H2O 5338 FD for a pack of 100. Silver plated brass oval jump rings, 8x6 millimeter, 18 gauge. That is what I'm using because 18 gauge is nice and sturdy. They also come in 16 gauge, same size. They have smaller sizes too. In fact, I just ordered some in smaller sizes because I didn't have many of those, and I also ordered more in the 16 gauge because I'm very low on those. And I actually prefer that gauge for things like clasps because they're so thick and nice and sturdy. And because they're oval, they're less likely to pull apart. They still can, but they're less likely to. And then always do your test and make sure it's closed nice and tight. Okay, and then that is our necklace. So let me put it on a bust after I take something off the bust back here and show it to you. And now these will spin. Okay, that's not gonna, let me go up a little bit, and that's how it's gonna look. These actually flipped over to the back, but that's okay, I don't mind. These are in the right position, and then there's the back. Okay, so that's our necklace tutorial. I will come back with a separate video and show you all the other pieces that I've made besides that and the stretchy cord bracelet. I do have 2 other necklaces and then a few earrings, and I'll finish these earrings. And now for these earrings, let's just talk about those real quick. Because this is a circle design, right? I think I want to do a circle also. Now, the only thing is, this is amethyst, it's not agate. I don't have any more agates because I used all the rest of them in the bracelet. But that's okay because I have other necklaces that use the amethyst and these ceramic beads and things. but I think I want a little silver connector, and I have some of those. I'll be right back. Okay, so this I got a long time ago from Jewel School, which is Jewelry Television. They have a separate thing, Jewel School, but this is, I don't know, a long time ago. Anyway, it's Beadalon JS Kit 0081, and I'm gonna pull out these small circles. I tend to use them more than, there's other sizes in the box, which I do use on one of the other necklaces too. I already had these out. And we're going to hook these onto the circle and then put the ear wire onto the circle also. Let's go ahead and make these. I'll do that with you too. So let me see, do I have my chain nose? Yes. So I like to make wrapped loops, and let me move this up a little bit. So how I do that is my pliers, my chain nose, and I think these are Beadalon also. Yes. I actually bought a second pair of these because I love these so much, and mine are starting to get a little rough inside, and if they do, just take some sandpaper and rub them down real good and then wipe them off. But anyway, the tip of these makes the perfect little bend for 3 wraps, and which is what I like to do. And these are one of my round nose pairs, and I just habitually know about where to put it to get the size loop I like, which is about not quite a 1/4 inch down from the tip. And then we make like a lollipop, and I learned that from Wyatt White, who's like a Beadalon designer. Now let me see something. So that's going that way. Now these are not directional beads, so I can put this right on here. Let me see if I like that. I think I'm okay with that. That loop is actually just right for that circle to have enough movement still. So now I'm holding that with my bent nose pliers, and I'm just going to wrap that around 3 times. And I am not really a messy wrap person. I do it once in a while. It has its place, but it's not my norm. I normally like neat wraps. All right, and I'm going to bring in my pliers and cut as close as I can. I will warn you too, if you have crystals or something up near the wire wrap, you need to be super careful. I'm going to use these needle nose chain nose to get in here. You need to be super careful when doing this part, because I have actually broken a crystal pushing too close to it. And that's what we're going to have, and then we'll get ear wires and hook them on. And I'm not going to put anything in the middle of the circle. I could add more dangles on, which maybe I'll do, but not right now. So I'm just going to do the other one the same way, and then I need to find some ear wires. I had a pair here, but they're from a kit that the one of the ear wires is no good, so I can't use it. But I think I want sort of a petite ear wire for these, so like a lever back. Let's see, do I have a lollipop? Pretty good, not perfect, but let's put our ring on. I didn't open it enough. There we go. Now, if that wasn't a big enough ring, circle, loop, or whatever to put on the ring, then I would have had to start over and make it a bigger loop. Go up further on my round nose pliers, basically. Alright, so I'm trying to hold this still. I got that started a little crooked. There we go. And you kind of let go when you get part way around, otherwise your wire is going to be all circled around at the end. You can end up throwing that out anyway. And it's nice to have jump rings, head pins that are about the length you need and not too much more because it's wasteful, but I start with 2-inch 21 gauge head pins most of the time, and I also buy them in bulk. They're silver plated from Fire Mountain, but you can get them elsewhere. But I do look for that length, 2-inch in particular, and 21 gauge, or I wouldn't go too much lighter than 22 because they get a little flimsy. But yeah, so anyway, hang on, I'm just fixing something. I'll do that later. Okay, so now I just need an ear wire. Let me get that, or a earring finding. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found these ear wires I had bought a while back. They're a little bit thin. They're from Fire Mountain also. I don't think I've used them before. H2O-A8556FN, and they have this shape, which I thought was kind of cool and would go nice with these little earrings. The only thing I'm worried about is whether this loop will fit over this ring. So we're going to see, because I don't really need it to be a huge loop, but I need to be big enough that it can fit over that ring. And it can be snug, because that way the ear wire won't move around, right, on the ring so much. I don't know if it's going to fit. Let me open it a little wider. If I can. They're a little, it might be a little too small. In which case, I have to find a jump ring. Alright, let's put that on there. And see. Yep. I might have to get a jump ring or a different ear wire. Okay, looks like I bent that a little bit, and the back's getting in my way. Where's my other ones? Oops. Come on, there we go. I bent that a little bit, didn't I? These are very delicate. But I think, actually, I might have to hammer these a little bit. Yeah, we're just straightening it out like that. I think that will work, because I really don't want them to move too much on the top of that circle. And then that'll be our little earring. Isn't that cute? Well, I'm just going to do the other one, and that'll be the day. So, that'll be the day. Okay. I'm going to come back here. Try and twist this open pretty wide. Get the circle in. I should have used these pliers the first time. It went a little easier, right? But it still bent a little bit. Okay. There we have it. These are not the thickest ear wires, but those will be a cute pair of earrings. Oops. All right, everyone. So we have our stretchy bracelet, this, and our beautiful necklace that we made. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't do tutorials very often, like I said, because I design on the fly. I change my mind a lot, you know, and my camera's not the best is the other reason. But there is what I have for you today. Do come back. I'm going to do a separate video and showcase the other pieces that I also made with the Bargain Bead Box. And what you're looking at here is pretty much what I have left. I have the 2 bars from the toggle class. I still have some of these silver metal beads. Back here I have some of those clear glass beads with purple finish. I still have some of these. I mostly use these on the stretch bracelet in the back here. I do have some dangles. I did use some on one of the necklaces, a few, and a pair of earrings. I have a few of these lavender coin beads left. I have 2 ceramic beads, but they're slightly different colors. Both of them, though, do have some blue on, so I might use them. I do have 4 of these left, which I love. I actually just ordered more of those. They did have more. And I do have 6 more of these chevron etched glass, some little amethyst rounds, and a bunch more still of the bicones, which I also did use. And then also, I may still have to make more, but it might have to be another day because I have to switch gears and do some other stuff. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did like anything, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to watch the next video, which will be the rest of my makes, and I'll show these again, laid out on the mat probably. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.